everybody. It's Humility Through Pain. We're back again. Another really, really big interview. If you could just let everybody know who you are.
Sure. Hey, my name's Aaron Malashevsky. I'm originally from England. I'm living here now in California for the past 16 years. I have my own gym, which is Sudao Muay Thai. I've been practicing Muay Thai for over 20 years now. Yeah, I'm glad to be here and talk about Muay Thai. It's my biggest passion, my only passion in life, and very honoured and welcome here.
First question is, why a new oil? I mean, we read the pamphlet, and there's a lot of technology in this oil. It's not just an oil that's necessarily a home remedy. There's a ton of science in this oil. Why did you decide to make one?
Well, first and foremost, going back to when I first started Muay Thai, there wasn't such a thing as a shin pad, or there wasn't such a thing as protection, or there wasn't such a thing as anything other than just going through that period of uncomfort, that period of your body adapting to this kind of contact and brutal part of Muay Thai, namely your shins. Your shins and any contact,
elbows.
and elbow. Bone to bone is always going to give you that reason to quit, or give you that reason to say this isn't for me.
Yes.
But because of the person I am, I love that challenge, or I love that want to quit question that you get, that little voice in your head telling you, and I'm like, no, be quiet, I'm not going to quit. But I had to find an alternative to the pain. I had to find some way to help me to keep practicing, and I was introduced to Naman Muay, which everybody knows now as the Thai oil, and that helped somewhat to relieve the immediate pain. But it was the afterwards. It was the afterwards when I went home. It was the feeling when I'd finished training and I've got to go work or do the regular things that we do in the day. How am I going to get through this? How am I going to get through this? Because when you get back to the gym, you kind of get rolled up in what you're doing. You're in the moment, and almost the pain gets dissipated and it goes away. So I was led to a product called Arnica, which is a plant extract, which is really good to take care of bruising or any kind of impact or damage that you have. So a friend of mine at the health store put me onto this, and so what I would do was I would use the Naman Muay. I would lather myself in that, and that would give you that warm feeling, that heat, and keep you warm. And then afterwards I would put the Arnica on it. And so that got me through them initial stages of infancy in Muay Thai and letting the shins toughen up. And really it took years, but that was my go-to, the Arnica afterwards, and the immediate thing was the Naman Muay, when you could get hold of it. Right. And so fast forward to 20 odd years, I then suffered just recently with stomach ulcers. So that was another thing. How am I going to get through this? I've got to keep doing the day-to-day thing, and it was kind of debilitating, the stomach ulcer. It was uncomfortable, and I was introduced then to turmeric, which was another natural remedy. I'm very much on, okay, let's see what nature has and see what we can figure with nature, just the health part of it. So I would take turmeric. My wife, she started using turmeric in smoothies. She would make me smoothies with turmeric, and it really helped to subside the inflammation in my stomach. And then one day I just had this brainwave, and I was thinking about Muay Thai as I usually am, 23 hours of the day. And I thought, well, why can't I add the Naman Muay and the Arnica and the turmeric, and then I would have everything together.
Right.
And just happenstance, one of my students who I teach is a chemist, and I just happened to mention this. I didn't really know that this was possible or anything, and he said, well, yeah, we can. And so that was the inception of the idea, and we just sat down and thought, well, how is it going to work?
Right.
And through trial and error and testing and going back and forth with different kind of ratios, we came up with what we have now is the 3 Leopard Liniment, which contains arnica, contains turmeric, and all the benefits of the Namman Moy.
Yeah.
But everything is completely organic. It's all a natural product, and so that's how it's born, and that's how it came about. And for me, I'm not necessarily saying it's better than Namman Moy,
Right.
but for me, it's got everything that I need to help me to get through them initial stages of Muay Thai. The arnica takes care of the bruising, the turmeric takes care of the inflammation, and the Namman Moy, the warming, camphor, and everything else. That helps me to train harder, train faster, train longer, and recover easier.
And train the next day.
And the next day,
yeah. Yeah, that's been my experience. Is we're still using the old school Thai oil, but I love your oil for recovery.
Right.
I had, I don't know how, I bruised up my calf pretty good. No idea how I did it. Somehow training 6 hours or whatever with the guys. Woke up the next day and I was like, ow, I don't know what I did, but it hurts. So I thought, okay, well, we got a new toy.
Right.
Let's break it out. And immediately it was cold. And I was like, what? I'm gonna die. It's cold. I'm used to oil being hot. And then as I started moving around, it warmed up, and it was like icy hot on steroids.
Right.
2 hours later, no bruising, no pain when the muscle flexed. I could stretch. I could train normally. And I think it's just meant to be used different than the traditional Thai oil, which the Thai oil is good for a warm up. But I love this stuff for recovery. For recovery, it's great, especially right after training or right after you shower. Because normally I'm covered in ice. Ice fixes everything, but the oil does have that cold feeling, and it's all about blood flow. It's all about stimulating blood flow, and I really felt that this did that better than the traditional Thai oil that everybody knows. But being a new company, it's going to take time for people to play with it, experiment with it. But that was my experience, and I love it. I have to get the big bottle because we're trying to be sparing with it, but we use it so much. It's insane. So that's my next order. It's going to be that big one because. So get ready, guys. We're going to have another new toy in the gym. Like I just said, I use it for recovery because of the ingredients that you have in there. The turmeric. Even some of my guys have had positive experiences with turmeric. What's been some of the process that you and your chemist went through? I know you said you went through different ratios. Did you guys finalize on those ingredients, or did you try other ingredients first? Or?
We did try different ingredients, all natural. Ginger was another thing that I'm a big fan of, and it's possible that we are going to add that at a later date, maybe a different style or batch, but I wanted something that wasn't so aggressive as the Namman Moy, because sometimes I thought that could maybe put people off if it's really too hot.
Yeah, it can burn.
And so we got this happy medium, or I kind of got this happy medium, and got some feedback from different people. How do you like it? What do you like? What you don't like about it? And the color that we have, it's kind of a cool color. It's kind of neon, but that's all just down to the turmeric. There's no additives or anything like that. So the color I was really happy with. The ratios of, again, how hot or how cold it was. We played with them until we got a kind of a likable feel to it. The oiliness, I didn't want it to be too oily, just as a safety thing. I didn't like having a product that was oily or made things slippy, or
which happens,
that you can get with some products, or too greasy somewhat.
Yeah.
I wanted something that was really easy to absorb into the skin and kind of get straight to the job and internally take care of your aches, your pains, or your problems, kind of thing. So it was kind of a personal preference, but personal preference based on what other people kind of liked, kind of didn't like. And again, pulling from my experience of using almost every oil and every kind of thing out there for the past 20 years, and just using that and finding that, wow, this is what I like about these things, and making that one product.
Yeah, and for me it was Tiger Balm, was the first thing I was experienced to, and did not have a good experience with that.
Right.
And then the Thai oil, which I couldn't ever get off my hands for some reason. I could never get my hands clean. And then now your oil, and we have both in the gym now. And I like having options because some people like this,
Sure.
some people like that. But what I like to push is recovery.
Yep.
You know, and you know, the boys usually put it on after. I use it after because it's the training. You're going to get aches and bruises and things like that, and sore muscles. But a lot of people don't recover properly,
That's
and
true.
that leads to injuries that shouldn't occur. You know, strained muscles, or you know, you see guys breaking their shins because they just don't take the time to heal. You know, and everything's rush. So I really like that. You know, these guys have an oil they can throw in their bag. They can keep it with them. We keep it in the gym, so there's no excuse to not have access to it.
Right.
You know, where before, you know, when you started, even when I started, it was damn near impossible to find stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it was. You had to just bite your lip and get through it any way you could.
Yeah.
And because we weren't given them options, or there wasn't the knowledge or the options around or available. You know,
Right.
it was just tough it out. You got to just tough it out and kind of almost train smarter because of that fact.
Yeah, definitely. That we didn't have the science into it now, like you know, like with your oil. You know, there wasn't anybody who cared that much. It was just you can't wake up in the morning, check a kick. It's better than coffee.
Right.
You know, that's kind of
Yeah.
that pain will let you know, and checking your first kick will wake you up really
absolutely.
quickly.
It's, as I always say, Muay Thai is the truth drug. It tells you exactly who you are. You'll find out exactly who you are
Right.
with Muay Thai. It'll tell you where you are, where your mind is at that very moment.
Yep. That's how we have humility through pain. You know, if pain doesn't humble you, nothing will. But there's also the emotional struggle of training that gets overlooked. A lot of people don't know how hard it is to get to the gym, or to be at the gym and be tired and want to quit and be frustrated and be disappointed, and you gotta love it all.
That's
You
right.
have to love every moment of that. One of the things that I was really impressed that you're doing is you're donating some money to an orphanage in Thailand. We would like to give back, and you know we've started to work with a couple of nonprofits, but it's difficult. How did you come up with the decision to do it? How did you decide who to work with?
Well, I've always kind of wanted. It's just in my nature. I like to give back. It's a nice feeling, you know. Predominantly, Muay Thai gave me so much. It's made me who I am. It got me through, you know, many ups and downs in life, and it's always been a constant. It's always been something that I can go to and kind of have solace within. Again, it's a truth drug. It tells you who you are, and it'll give you all the answers that you need. So with that being said, always been drawn towards Thailand, always been drawn towards their kind of way of life and the humbleness of it. How I came about picking this certain orphanage, my wife, she's Thai, she's from Thailand, brought up in the States. Her father lives in Bangkok, her mother lives in the States, but she has the opportunity to go back and see her father, and this last year went back to see her father who's in Bangkok and was shown a gym called Minayotin Gym in Bangkok, which is close to where her father lives. So with my wife being into Muay Thai as much as I am, albeit she's a new starter, started training at the gym, Minayotin Gym, and was really interested in the cultural side of Muay Thai with the white crew and all the intricacies of etiquette of the gym and that side of it. So she went and had one of the young students at the gym, Minayotin Gym, help her go to a white crew and teach her and give her all the details of what, where, who, why, when, about that part of it. And it just so happens that the young fellow that was teaching her was from an orphanage. Now the orphanage in Thailand is Wat Sakyao, which takes care of many young kids that you know that maybe don't have any options in life. It's like any orphanage, you know. The kids are there because they're down on the luck, or the parents, whatever reason it is, that they don't have anyone to take care of them, so the orphanage takes care of them. So, you know, I suggested to my wife, well, you know, let's let's give back. These kids that come from the orphanage, they get taken in by the gym. Me and Ayotte gym. They also have a Muay Thai program within the orphanage. So, what better place to give back to than an orphanage that takes care of kids and also has a Muay Thai program that's going to give them many life skills.
Yep.
So it was kind of a no-brainer. Okay, let's help them and send some money and make sure that Muay Thai program stays alive and helps keep these kids in a place of safety and also a place of knowledge where they can learn a skill that can help them earn money straight away, which you can with Muay Thai. There's no kind of period where they have to go through a lot of learning. They can earn straight away.
Yeah, turn pro before you're 10.
And so that was the decision to get back, and it was quite an easy decision.
Right. Yeah, I was really impressed. You don't see a lot of companies that do it, and you don't always see a lot of companies that have the availability or the option to do it. But being here in the States, that dollar is going to go really far in Thailand.
Sure. It's going to make a big difference, It maybe make a little difference to me, but a huge difference to the kids, and to know that maybe there's people out there that do care so much about a sport that's not from my country, or a sport that's held with such reverence outside the world.
Yeah.
I really hope that the Thai people realize what a gem that they have with Muay Thai and how it can affect a lot of people worldwide, not just within their own country.
Yeah, exactly. Like we talked about earlier, I'm just lucky to know what I know, and that's all it is. And our mission with our T-shirts is, so somebody wears it and they're proud. They're proud of what they do. They're proud of where it came from. They get a little bit of history in what they do, which sometimes they don't always get. And it's just a T-shirt, but that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And nobody really does that. Maybe nobody knows how yet, but the only shirt that we have normally is our gym shirt.
Right.
And your friend who might train at a different gym, he won't wear your gym shirt, but he can wear our shirt.
Right.
And hopefully the designs are unique enough that somebody will ask you, where'd you get that? What's it mean? Why does it have these letters and lines on it? That's what we really want, is for whoever's wearing it, you for instance, to share your story.
Right.
And it's not that you have to talk about us, it's that you have to talk about Muay Thai.
Yeah.
How did you get introduced to it? Why do you still do it? Where do you want to see Muay Thai here in the States in the future? I mean, like we talked about, I think this is a good home for it, as long as we keep it from getting corrupted. I think the money's here, especially in California. I think we can do it. I'd like to see it in a stadium here, somewhere,
Sure.
Dodger Stadium or the Coliseum. I want to see it get that big. What do you think? Is that possible?
Of course, anything's possible with enough want. I would love to see Muay Thai on a big stage.
Yeah.
As it is, I don't think there's anything that needs to be added. I don't think there's anything that needs to be taken away. I think if something isn't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I think Muay Thai has enough within itself to appeal to a big audience. Contact sports and fighting sports now are probably the biggest and the fastest growing sport in America with UFC and mixed martial arts. I really do believe that Muay Thai has everything that does as far as excitement and entertainment ability, but I also think it has a lot of life lessons that people could learn from. It has discipline, it has respect, it has integrity, it has all these things that encompass it that can translate to many facets of your life. I think it could be a good platform for people to put the kids into a Muay Thai school, or have some kind of league almost, where you could, as they do with baseball and different other sports, you start off really young and it kind of helps kids to stay out of trouble, gives them a goal, gives them something that's going to give back. Again, it's a truth drug. It's going to tell you exactly who you are and where you are and in your mind at that moment in time.
Yeah.
I think it has all the components really to be really popular. I don't think at the moment it has enough coverage with the people who have Muay Thai as its best interest.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, or I think a lot of interest in America is money, or making money, or how we can make money through a subject or a sport or something, and I think that sometimes can get the message mixed up.
Yeah, very
and the
quickly.
priority goes more towards the money,
Right.
and how you're going to get that, as opposed to keeping something which is going to be more relevant throughout somebody's whole life instead of a quick dollar here and there.
Right, exactly.
It can shape somebody as it shaped me to just be a better person and give you a bit more of a balanced life, rather than a bank account that's just numbers that can, you know, go up and down like the weather.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a lot of money at one point, and then you can have nothing.
Yep.
But you can get involved in something that can give you integrity and give you loyalty, give you respect, and give you all the understanding of these things that can stay with you for forever, no matter what state your bank accounts.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was a lot of pride in myself, in my crew, in my gym, confidence, something that I never really understood until I started training, and that changed me. What I didn't let it do is turn me into a cocky person, because through Muay Thai, like you said, you're constantly being humbled, you're constantly being injured, you're constantly being beat up, and you're constantly learning. It doesn't matter who you learn from, you're always learning something. I mean, even as long as you've been doing it, and you know, I've been doing it a while now too, and I just, like I said earlier, I still feel like I have a lot to learn and a lot to experience, and I love it. I still love going to the fights, and we go to the amateur fights all the time, because I think the amateurs are more open to talking and telling their story and why they love it.
Right.
And some of the professionals maybe are just looking for, you know, some type of financial compensation, which is their job now, and they need to put food on the table too. But the amateurs are still young and really, really excited. And I think sometimes as a professional, it's easy to just turn it into a job.
Right,
and sometimes
right.
it turns into that. But the amateurs they get all excited, and they want to tell you where they train and how they found the gym, and that's what I want people to see, is
Right.
that excitement. And you know, like we talked about, it, the pain is part of it, but it's the community that you come from, that gym. And then when you start fighting, you see another entire community that you probably didn't know was even around you. And to see that at an amateur event is just, I love it. Because only fighters and gyms are really at amateur events, or
Right,
maybe
right.
some family members. So,
Right.
you know, that's a real true insight to what the community is capable of doing. Our company name is Humility Through Pain. What does that mean to you?
Humility through pain. I look at that, and I look at a balance, you know, the yin, the yang. I think without knowing pain, you're not going to understand comfort. Without knowing comfort, you're not going to understand pain. I think you have to have a balance in life. One can bring the other. You know? Without darkness, there's no light. Without light, there's no dark, kind of thing. So you have to have an understanding of both sides of a coin to accept the whole. I think these days, or the world that we live in now, there's kind of a shift, and there's a less balance than there really needs to be. I think there's a shift in society where there's a lot with a lot, and there's a lot with not very much at all. So the balance is out there. The humility through pain, I think, is a good slogan and a good reminder to always have a balanced position in life, you know, as much as possible. That's going to give you more comfort. That's going to give you more of an understanding of how lucky you are. You know? Like today, just the sun shining.
Yes.
Nobody's going to come and say anything to me because of the color of my skin, because of what I think, what I believe, or, you know, every day I think how lucky I am just to be able to do what I choose to do, and sometimes you need a reminder for that.
Yeah, it's easy to forget. You know, technically, as far as the business aspect goes, we're two different companies. We shouldn't talk, shouldn't be friends, should anything. We should all be trying to take everyone's money. But really, we're here for Muay Thai, period. You know, he's trying to make you guys train longer, better, faster, heal better, you know, keep you in better health. And I want you to have something to be proud of, to wear, and to talk about and to share. And it's through Muay Thai that two guys like us can sit and talk about this for probably days. I'm trying to not make this interview 2 hours long, but I really could. I could just sit and listen to all the stuff that you have to say all day. It's amazing. But through this community and through how fortunate we are to have found Muay Thai, we will work together. I will do everything I can to support your company and what you're trying to do. We'll do, you know, reviews. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that people understand what the product is and exactly what the product is not. You know, there needs to be support from the community for small companies. You know, if we can get to the point where we want to be, we're going to turn all of that back to Muay Thai. Because if we get to the stage where these companies are big enough, now we can give back. Now we can host events and sponsor events and pay for a guy's training, send people to Thailand. I mean, these are all things that I want to do. These are all things that I'm sure you want to do. Really, we're here because of all you guys support, the fighters, the families fighters, the other gyms, you know, all the comments on Instagram, all of those mean a lot to us. You know, so thank you so much, crew, for being here. And, you know, look out, guys. We're going to have a lot more interviews. We're going to catch up with him again later on because he's got a lot of big things coming and several products already, and he's already a brand new company, from the oil to different sizes and now a spray bottle, which that's going to probably be the one I pick up next. So thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you very much, everybody.